All right, great. Now, if you're wondering what's the theme of our next topic, I think this is going to be something that's setting the tone for the future, especially with regard to your business and growing your business multifold by 2025. So that's a very specific goal out there. In fact, as India focuses on growth opportunities, what is it that will result in a multifold growth in your AUM? If that's a question on your mind, we have our next speaker joining us, Mr. G. Pradeepkumar, who is the CEO, Union MF, who will delve into various initiatives that you need to focus on in order to meet this goal by 2025. Now, he's someone who comes with an overall experience of more than 28 years in investment funds businesses in India and abroad. In fact, in the past, he's also worked in varied roles with IDFC Investment Advisors, UTI Asset Management Company Private Limited, and UTI International Limited. So on that note, let's look forward to this amazing growth-based session for all of you in store by none other than Mr. G. Pradeepkumar. And here we go.
Hi, good evening. First of all, thank you, Cafemutual and Prem and the entire team for giving me this opportunity to come and talk to all of you. This is something that I have enjoyed on many occasions in the past, and of course, this time, we have a virtual format, which also makes it interesting. Now, I have to thank Prem also for giving me one of the easiest topics at this event: how to grow your business multifold by 2025. Now, I'm not saying that it's easy to grow your business, but the point is, in this gathering, which has a number of stalwarts, people such as Dhruv Mehta or Dheeraj Mittal or Kajendra Kothari, Rupa, etc., you don't really need a bhashan from me about how to grow your business. I think you only need to look at some of your, accomplished peers to figure out how to grow your business manifold. Nevertheless, since I've been given this opportunity, let me try to share some of my thoughts on how to grow, how to sustain the business. Most of it is something that I have learned by observing and interacting with many of you, in fact. We had done a poll just before the start of this session, okay, about our national hero Sachin Tendulkar. So the question was, what is it that you like most about Sachin Tendulkar? So we had the options as his batting style, the number of runs he has scored, which is phenomenal, of course, and his longevity. Obviously, there are no right or wrong answers. It's all a question of what each of us feel is really the factor that sets him apart. Now, the reason I asked that question and I used Sachin Tendulkar here is that I thought, if we really want to be successful in distribution in our business, can we aim to be, the Sachin Tendulkar of mutual fund distribution? Now, if that's our goal, can we start by identifying what we believe is really the most distinguishing feature of Sachin's career? I'm happy to say that majority of you seem to have had the same thought that I had. So we had 51% of you saying that it was his longevity, 32% saying it was his batting style, and about 17% saying that it was the number of runs that he scored. To me, why the longevity is important? See, he scored all those runs because he played for almost 23 years, starting at the age of 16. He played highly competitive, highly stressful international cricket for so many years. If he had played, instead of 23 years, if he had played for 10 years, he would have scored much less runs. So his longevity is a very crucial factor in his success. As we often say in cricket, if you stay at the crease, the runs will follow. So I think Sachin is a classic example of that. He was around longer and he was more successful. How can we become, the Sachin Tendulkar of mutual fund distribution? In this context, I also remember a study which I saw some time back, which said that most enterprises that fail, they fail normally within the first 3 years. You see, if you survive that initial period of about 3 years or so, your chances of success are really high. If you give up because there are challenges in the beginning, you are never going to make it. Hang around and you will be successful. But how do we do that? How do we hang around and how do we make it worthwhile and how do we become successful? Challenges are always there, and would continue to be there. We are not going to be in a business where, there's going to be a very smooth path and there is easy money to be made. Of course not. So, we have faced challenges in the past also. When entry load was removed back in 2009, I remember that many people thought that, there's an end of life, end of business, etc. Margins have come down, TER has come down, direct plans have come. We have competition from so many platforms, who offer low cost or no cost, etc. All this is there. How do we still grow business? And I always keep telling people, and I always keep giving my personal example that in spite of being in the industry for nearly 30 years, Kavya said 28, but I'm a little older than what she thought. So I have nearly 30 years of experience now. I still use the help of advisors. So if, advisors have been able to convince me that they can add value, I'm sure all of you can convince your clients that you would add value and you can grow your business. The most important thing always, and this is the first thing that we have to do, is to earn the trust of the customer. Let me share with you one of my favorite quotes. Can we have the slide, please? This is by George Shultz, who died recently, well past the age of 100. Okay, George Shultz used to be the Secretary of State in the Ronald Reagan administration in the US. So it says that trust is the coin of the realm. When trust was in the room, whatever room that was, the family room, the school room, the locker room, the office room, the government room, or the military room, good things happened. When trust was not in the room, good things did not happen. Everything else is details. This to me is absolutely crucial. If you earn the trust of your customers, the job by and large is done. Now that probably is, easier said than done. Some of you might think, how do we earn the trust of the customer? The fundamental principle is always try to do what is right for the customer. Now, at times, this may mean that you recommend them to invest in something other than mutual funds. See, we need to accept as manufacturers or as distributors, we need to accept that we may not have all the answers. It is not necessary that mutual fund is the right solution for every client on every occasion. It is possible that for certain clients, at a certain stage, an FD may be the appropriate thing, or the national pension scheme may be the appropriate product. If you feel that the client really needs something other than mutual funds, I think you must fearlessly guide the customer in that direction. You will earn their trust and you will earn their business in future. So it is important that we keep the customer as a focus and keep doing what is right for the customer, even if it means a short-term pain or setback for us. Now, for us to be able to do this, it's very important that we develop a proper knowledge of many other products which may be competing with mutual funds. Your value to the customer will increase if you can advise them about other products. Not only advise, you also help them to execute. Now, I don't expect that every mutual fund distributor will have knowledge and capability about every product in the financial sector. May not be possible. You should have certain level of knowledge, but wherever you are not able to execute on your own, it is very important and useful to collaborate. So develop friends or collaborators in some of the other fields such as insurance or NPS, etc. See, this would help. For example, one of the advisors that I use, he helps me with my health insurance. He helps me with my home insurance. My driver needed a life insurance. He got it done through one of his associates. If you cannot do everything yourself, please collaborate. I think you will become much stronger than fighting it alone. The other point I had was it's always a good idea to acquire more knowledge. You will earn the respect of your clients if you appear to be knowledgeable, if you're really knowledgeable, and you also help them to improve their knowledge or to give them a different perspective of a particular issue. It is not necessary that every conversation between you and the client should be about mutual funds. You could be talking cricket, you could be talking about banking sector, you could be talking about global warming. There are multiple things that a client may be interested. As a customer, mutual fund is just one of the things. It may be a very important piece in my life, but it's not the only piece. If you can develop a diverse set of interests and acquire certain level of knowledge, at least in a few areas, and hold the interest of your clients, I think you would command greater respect, you would get greater attention from your customers. I was struck by one of our distributor friends from Delhi, Mr. Chadda, who, when I met him sometime back, told me that he was reading the book written by Dr. Viral Acharya about the Indian banking system, which I also happened to be reading at that point of time. So I asked him, Chadda Sahab, why are you getting into this? So he said, it's not only that I am interested, many of my clients are interested in this. Now, if I am able to, give them some perspective, some insights about this area and have an intelligent conversation with them, that is something that adds value to them. And I was really impressed with that attitude. It is this kind of investment in yourself. Remember, the best investment is what you make in yourself. It is this investment in yourself that can pay great dividends, in my view. Excuse me. Since all of us have limited time at our disposal, it's important that we allocate our resources efficiently. Anything that can be done with technology, you must do that way. Your own time, your own effort, energy should be focused on areas where you can make a bigger impact. If somebody simply needs to choose a fund to start an SIP or a small amount SIP, perhaps this can be done with the help of a technology platform, which you yourself are managing. When the stakes are higher, your advice, your involvement will make a bigger impact. So prioritize and spend your energy where it matters. And execution has to be digital. There is no other way. The future is digital. It will make life easy for all of us. Another point is that one of the reasons many people choose not to invest in mutual funds or there are little reluctant to invest in mutual funds is because they feel that this is a passive thing. They give the money to the fund manager and there is nothing for them to do, and people have the urge to get involved. One of the things, and I'm not debating whether that's right or wrong, etc., this is not the forum, but that's a reality. So one thing which you could do is involve your customer a little more in the whole process. Give them that sense of participation. Have a more consultative approach. This will, satisfy their urge to get involved, will give them a sense of participation and will make them a happier set of customers. So this kind of hybrid model is something that is catching up quite well in many of the developed markets. And I'm sure there is a future for that in India also. Finally, I would like to end with a personal experience that has made me very optimistic about the future of our industry. And I hope you will share my optimism. One of the things that I picked up during this lockdown period is yoga. So thanks to Zoom and Teams, etc., my yoga guru lives in Pune. I am in Mumbai, and we have, very excellent arrangement. The sessions are going on very smoothly. So he told me a few days back that he and his partner would like to invest in mutual funds. They had never invested in mutual funds. I was very happy. So I explained the basic concepts. So after that, he asked me, how could he take it forward? So I told him there were two ways. I could recommend a couple of funds and he could invest directly. And I told him it would be cheaper. You would save some money. I told him the second way is I can recommend an advisor who will sit with you, explain everything guide you continuously forever, as long as you need. He asked me, what would you recommend, Pradeep? So I told him, sir, look at it this way. I could have done yoga by watching YouTube videos. I wouldn't have had to spend a penny. But I chose to pay fees and learn under you. Now, it is the same principle. He immediately got the point. And I'm very happy to say that he is now under the capable guidance of a very good MFD friend in Pune. Why am I optimistic about this? It's because there are tens of thousands, lakhs of, or maybe crores of people like this across the country who have the money, who need the advice, the right advice. So I think all of us as an industry, as a community, if we put in the effort to reach out to more people like this, I think the business is definitely there. We can definitely grow the business multifold. Finally, my advice to him, my final piece of advice to him was that I told him, sir, you always tell me that in yoga, Shavasana is the best asana. Okay, I love that. Please follow that in investments also. After you make the investment, please go to Shavasana. Don't try to be hyperactive. You make maximum money, you get the best results when you do nothing after investment. Leave the job to your advisor, he will take care of it. So with that, I once again thank all of you. I wish you all the very best in growing your business multifold. I'm sure all of you will be successful in doing that. And when you are successful as a manufacturer, we will also be successful. I'm sure we can grow together. Thank you, Cafemutual. Thank you, all of you, once again.